Welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program, the platform dedicated to highlighting visionary entrepreneurs and coaches who are shaping the U World economy. Each week, we're celebrating the power of the individual and coming together to uplift and empower one another to reach new heights of growth and prosperity as we showcase a coach, company, or entrepreneur stepping out to be the change they want to see in the world. With our collective efforts, we're creating a world where every person has the tools to realize their full potential and thrive like never before. Join us today as we chat with this week's guest to learn how they got started, what they're doing, and how they're making a difference in shaping the U World Order.
Hi, and welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program. Today, we're going to be talking with Yvette Pretorius, and she helps faith-based female entrepreneurs create multiple income streams, overcome feelings of insignificance, and live life intentionally. She's a multi-passionate entrepreneur for almost 2 decades, and her titles are Biblical Business Strategist and Money Mindset Coach. Please help me welcome Yvette as we explore how she is contributing to the U World Order. Welcome, Yvette. We're so glad to have you on the U World Order Showcase program. So what are you up to? Tell us all about it. Tell us about you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be on your podcast. I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur since 2006, and I studied accounting and taxation. I run my own virtual accounting firm and coaching business, and have helped thousands of entrepreneurs start, manage, and grow their successful, profitable businesses for more freedom, purpose, and impact.
Awesome. So how did you do your accounting part of it? What do you focus on right now? Is it just helping who?
Well, I am focusing on helping multi-passionate, faith-based female entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So I'm helping them to overcome financial overwhelm, mainly in their business, and then also building their confidence and finding their purpose so that they can start building a biblical-based business and increase their cash flow, attract more clients, and show up more confidently.
That's awesome. Do you do this as coaching, or do you do it as a program? How do you have that all set up?
Yeah, actually, well, basically, as a Christian business coach and money mindset coach, I use biblical business principles and biblical strategies. And I do this through transformational coaching programs where I help people one-on-one on a weekly basis. And then I also give them access to I call it a business membership. It's more like a vault that's filled with all the templates that I've learned in my business and implemented in my business with mini courses and trainings and swipe files, and also access to accounting and taxation solutions for their business. Can
you tell me a little more about that? That's kind of interesting that most people don't really look at the financial side of businesses when they get started, and it just like kind of hits them out of nowhere. When they become successful, they have an A plan for taxes, and B, they usually don't think about the finances before they get started. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I've got a lot to say about where it comes from, but as entrepreneurs struggle with a lot of money mindset issues, I've found that many of them lack a strategy to implement proper financial and management solutions in their business. And partly because there's a fear around money and the unknown of how to strategize financially, or how to actually just make a good, solid financial plan for their future. So I incorporate that around that's part of my coaching, but the actual accounting and taxation solutions are more through a program or software application that they can have access to, and it's a global program, and it can be set up according to where their location is, and if they have their own, say, a team of people working on their books, then they can have access to that as well. But the whole idea is to give them a system to manage their finances, manage their bookkeeping, manage their profit and losses. And then also with that system, give them the coaching to understand their numbers, because I feel many entrepreneurs lack that foundation to understand their numbers and making solid, strategic financial plans and decisions around that.
Yeah, the income versus the cash flow.
Yes, definitely. And also, I found a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't understand financial statements. They really don't understand the terminology. They don't understand exactly what a balance sheet or a profit and loss is. And they just assume whatever is on there is great and good and whatever, but they never get that ability or opportunity to learn how to understand and actually take those numbers and implement it. And just something on this topic I want to mention is that many entrepreneurs, because of that lack, they are living in the past. So they are only seeing their past figures, and they're only seeing like reporting on what has happened in the past. And it doesn't give them that ability to think future-wise and setting goals and planning ahead. So they sometimes always feel behind and feel that they're financially overwhelmed because they are trying to make up for what has been lost in the past, but they don't know how to do that because there's no practical insight on how to manage it for future purposes. And that's now where my coaching comes in.
Many entrepreneurs that I've run across in my lifetime don't have basic bookkeeping skills because it's not really taught in school.
Yes.
I mean, even for personal finances, you have to have some understanding of basic bookkeeping. And
Yes.
I know there are a lot of programs out there that you can do, but you really need a basic understanding of bookkeeping in order to make them work for you. And then being able to interpret the information that you're getting from some of those, I'll just say, the QB, I don't know if I can say that on a podcast or not, but it's a pretty well-known bookkeeping system for entrepreneurs, but it's not user-friendly. And if you don't have some good solid background in bookkeeping, it's just confusing. And then the information you're getting from those reports that you generate are almost meaningless.
Absolutely.
And I say that because I have had experience in bookkeeping. I was a bookkeeper in my other life for a lot of years. For medium-sized companies. But I've tried to use that software for my own companies and also for other local companies when I was helping a gym locally. It wasn't easy. It wasn't intuitive. And if I hadn't had bookkeeping background, it just wasn't user-friendly, I guess is the way to put it. So how is your software, your program different than that?
Well, first of all, there's definitely video tutorials that goes with the implementation, but I take all my clients on an onboarding coaching session.
Mhm.
and doing like I call it a jumpstart bookkeeping course, but it's not like it's not going to give you intensive knowledge about bookkeeping. It's going to give you the necessary knowledge to run your business as efficient as possible. And I call it easy bookkeeping, which is an acronym. The easy is for effective, affordable, systemized yield. And the yield part is that we all want to grow our businesses and we all want to focus on numbers to do that. And many entrepreneurs struggle to tie their numbers to their growth goals because they lack the understanding between profit and income. And that's something that I really try to establish from the start, that they understand that once they understand that differentiation, they can make more sound money choices.
And income and cash flow. You can have income,
definitely. Yes. Yeah,
but
because
it could be collectible income.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
haven't realized it yet.
Yeah, so I like to call it recurring income streams that I like to help people set up in their business as well. Mm-hmm. So what I teach within these coaching programs as well is to whatever they started doing in their business, to expand it and grow it into a recurring income setup. So whether it's including different financial streams of income through either creating different digital products or like courses or blogging or whatever that case may be. I completely believe in the power of online business. And because I've myself turned my in-person business into a virtual accounting firm in 2019, just prior to COVID hitting us. So
Perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. That was so divine. Anyway, if it wasn't for my obedience, listening to the instructions, then I would have been, caught off guard, But being able to see what the freedom type of life I created for myself, being building an online business, is what drove me to help other entrepreneurs do the same thing. And especially when they are constantly striving to balance their faith, balance their finances, and balance their business goals. It's such an overwhelming part of business is trying to juggle everything and making sure it balance. And I tied up to a balance sheet where we're always trying to balance our assets and our liabilities. And it's the same approach I'm taking, but I take it with the biblical principles. And I love working with the biblical mindset around money and finances and helping them to understand how to, once we understand what biblical principles really mean for running a financially sound business, how that can actually simplify certain processes in our business.
That's really interesting. So what would you say is the biggest takeaway that you think you want to leave with people about what you do and how you can help them?
Sure. Well, first of all, I would say it takes courage to build a life that you dream of, and taking that first step in choosing to have courage. I think it's the biggest most important thing to do. And also, sometimes people lose their why, the reason why they started a business, and not holding on to that true calling or that true why sometimes can bring maybe overwhelm and insecurities, and sometimes always, I've seen it in so many entrepreneurs where they lose that grit and that passion for what they initially started doing. So if there's something, one tip I can share with the listeners today is to choose. Decide to choose on the one thing that brought you to the reason why you started your business, and then work on that choice by also implementing things that your future self will thank you for. So they're working on things today that you know will help you prosper in the future, and not settling for things that will just add to your overwhelm and make you stay stuck in the situation where you are.
Very great. We have links. How do people get in touch with you? Do you offer consultations?
Yes. So the best way to get in touch with me is on my Facebook profile, where I have a link that goes to various options where you can schedule free coaching sessions with me or join my recently new Facebook group. It's a community for like-minded women who are faithful, intentional, victorious entrepreneurs. Again, it's an acronym which comes down to the word five community. And I don't know if you know, 5 stands for grace in the Bible. Yes. And it's specifically for like-minded women who wants to use biblical business principles to grow online businesses organically for kingdom purposes. And I'm actually launching a 30-day challenge, which is focusing on biblical money principles. And it's starting on the 1st of May. So if you want to join the group and get access to this challenge, then do this in this week.
Yeah. Get involved now and be ready on the 1st of May when you get started. That'll be fun. Yeah. I'll make sure I put all these links down in the description under the podcast so people can get in touch with you. Yvette, it has been so great getting to know a little bit about what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I'm excited to see where this takes you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm also excited. And I think the greatest challenge about this endeavor is to stay committed and obedient to what my calling is. And I want to encourage every listener today to stay connected with that inner voice that got you on the road where you are. And if you are in a place where you know you've got a greater calling, you've got a greater purpose, but you've not yet discovered exactly what it is, then make that choice today to put in the time to discover it.
I heartily agree. I think everyone has some special gift that they were put here to share with everyone else. And it's all about moving it around. One of the biblical principles that I was very fond of is it's never about holding on to anything. It's about sharing and moving your resources. Once they stop, it's like the man who built the warehouses and put his fortune in there, and then the warehouses burned down and he died.
Yes.
No one benefited from all of that wealth he accumulated when he could have shared it, and then somebody might have come and helped him. It's the give and take. The world.
Yes. I just want to share another thing that you can maybe leave as an afterthought, is that prosperity is something that God gives us through building wealth, but riches is what the world gives us through building self-indulgement, I would say even self-focused treats and desires, which got no eternal value. So if you keep that in mind, which road would you choose? Is the road to riches or the road to prosperity?
Prosperity is, I think the word itself brings with it the idea that you can, it's more internal than external. Like a man who values, it has to do with what you value. A man who values solitude may find his wealth and not riches, but wealth and prosperity in the forest, sitting next to a stream. He may consider himself so wealthy, but have no material possessions, whereas others have like all these material possessions, but they lack the thing that really makes them happy and satisfied, and therefore they don't possess prosperity. They're in poverty, surrounded by beauty that they can't appreciate, really.
And that's definitely rooted in our mindsets. And I love aligning the basic biblical principles to Romans 12 verse 2, which says that we need to be transformed and progressively changed by the renewing of our minds. And if our mindset is focused on heavenly things, eternal things, then that's where our riches also will be, which is inside, like you say, it's an internal thing. And we will build that wealth and that business and that dream life around that eternal value, which I call kingdom prosperity.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Yvette, it has been lovely chatting with you. I'm so grateful that you chose to come on the You World Order podcast with us and share how you're contributing to the You World Order economy.
Thank you so much for having me and for reaching out. And I think what you're doing is such an important and valuable seed that you're planting in this world.
Well, thank you.
I can really see how it grows.
Thank you for tuning in to the You World Order Showcase program. We hope today's episode has inspired you to consider how you can leverage your unique skills and talents to be the change you want to see in the world. If you're ready to take the next step and turn your passion into a 5-figure part-time business, we invite you to schedule a private consult at heartlifecoach.com. During our Passion to Profit breakthrough session, we'll work together to identify your strengths, clarify your vision, and develop a tailored plan for achieving your goals. Don't settle for mediocrity or let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams. With the right guidance and support, you can build a thriving business that brings you joy, financial freedom, and the opportunity to make a positive impact in the world. Head over to heartlifecoach.com today to schedule your Passion to Profit breakthrough session and take the first step towards creating the life you've always wanted. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the You World Order Showcase program.